Hey guys, usually I don't do videos on most consecutive days and things of that nature, but today was kind of got some big movie news that came out today. Which I know it's late today, but been busy and didn't get around to making the video, so I'm getting around to making it. uh, Today, which is December the 4th. Warner Brothers and DC announced that they have cast Wonder Woman in the upcoming Batman-Superman crossover film. It will also star Henry Cavill as Superman and Ben Affleck as Batman. And they have finally cast Diana of Themyscira, better known as Wonder Woman. And it kind of threw people in a loop, kind of threw a curve, and there are fanboys that are just getting their mind blown and going, no pun intended, batshit crazy. But I want to talk about fanboys in a way on that and how I think these people need to hit the brakes and slow down. Like what I love to say, slow down there, Turbo. Fast and Furious star Gal Gadot, I think that's how you pronounce her name, Israeli actress. She's been in the last 3 films as Giselle, the ex-Mossad who joins the crew. She was not supposed to be in the upcoming Fast Furious 7, which I'm going to say briefly has been put on hold. Universal has put it on hold following the unfortunate tragic death of Paul Walker. So I don't think it's going to make its July 11th release date, but anyhow, back. Gal Gadot, who played Giselle, has been cast as Wonder Woman. The Israeli-born actress was a former Miss Israel 2004. She competed in Miss Universe. She was actually a member of the Israeli Armed Forces, as required by Israeli law. If it is required, men or women, once you turn 18, that you serve in the military in Israel. And she did. So it's not like she's some slouch. She probably did go through basic training and things like that. You know, tough stuff. She's been in the Fast and Furious franchise. She's also been in, looking at her resume, she was in Night and Day, but I don't remember what role she was in that film with Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz. She was Mark Wahlberg's girlfriend in Date Night. Didn't see that film, so I'm not a fan of Steve Carell anyway, so that's why I didn't see it. But now she has been cast as Wonder Woman, and all of a sudden fanboys are just losing their cool, just as bad as just a couple months ago when Ben Affleck was cast as Batman. The 2 most common things I'm seeing on this, and if you don't know what she looks like, you can Google her. G-A-L is how you spell her first name, like Gal, but it's not pronounced like that. Her last name is spelled G-A-D-O-T. Well, you can see how it's spelled right down here below, obviously. But you can Google her, or if you've seen Fast and the Furious, you'll know who I'm talking. The last 3 films, you'll know who I'm talking about. The 2 things that I hear the most, but they're not my concern. And I'm looking right now. I'm looking at, you see me looking right here. I'm looking at comments too of people. She's either A, too skinny, or B, her boobs are not big enough. Okay. Her boobs are not big enough. Well, they can probably give her a Wonder Bra. Wow, wow, wow. I know. Terrible joke, Clay. Well, that was no pun intended, but you get what I mean. Look, Angelina Jolie's boobs were not as big as Lara Croft's in Tomb Raider, and yet they did stuff her bra to make her have bigger boobs. So that doesn't bother me. They can stuff the bra. I mean, she could get a boob job for all I know. I don't know. And then another, they say she's too skinny. Well, let me kill that one right there. Let me kill that. Several people who have been cast as superheroes before have beefed up for the roles. I want to tell you the best example was Christian Bale. The movie he did before he did Batman Begins was a movie called The Machinist. And Christian Bale lost 60 pounds. Yes, I said that right. 60 pounds. 6-0. Got his weight down to 120 pounds. If you have not seen what he looks like in that film, you can easily find it online. Just trust me. Just look. I mean, he's like skin and bones. He ended up gaining, after he did that film, Christian Bale ended up gaining, he had to gain that weight back, muscle mass, protein, high protein diet, to get back into shape to play Batman. And he's not the only actor who's had to beef up. Chris Hemsworth, is a good looking guy. He was a really good looking guy. He was in shape. He had a model looking body, but he was nowhere near the physique of Thor when he was cast as Thor. He was nowhere near that physique. You look at a picture of him from his days on an Australian soap opera, and then you look at him as Thor. Sheesh. I mean, he was eating constantly and pumping iron and hitting the gym and things of that nature. And then he had to lose weight again a little bit between the time he did Avengers and he did when he played and between Avengers and Thor 2, he played I think it was Niki Lauda in Rush. He had to lose some weight so he could fit into a Formula 1 car. Imagine Thor fitting into one of those small Formula 1 cars. Another example is Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman has gone through some weight fluctuations between times he's played Wolverine. You look at him in Les Miserables, and he lost weight for Les Miserables, and then he really look at him. He plays the last couple times he's played Wolverine. He is ripped. He is as ripped of anybody is playing Wolverine. And of course, Henry Cavill had to hit the gym a lot to play Superman. Henry Cavill wasn't, like all that, but he grabbed Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy, even as a villain. Tom Hardy got ripped big time when he got cast as Bane, he already finished shooting a Warrior, which he plays a professional UFC fighter. In that, and he was ripped, but he had to get more ripped because when you think of Bane from the comics, he's gargantuan. This is a guy that breaks Batman's back. Okay, he picks Batman up like this and then just throws him over his leg and breaks his back in half. So, and Tom Hardy is actually not a tall guy. He's actually pretty short. He's actually shorter than I am. I wouldn't pick a fight with him, but they had to use him put him on stilts, on like lifts on his shoes to fight Christian Bale. But I want to get back. Gal Gadot is 5'9", so she is tall. So it's not like she's short. She's pretty tall. Now I've heard names like Gina Carano. People wanted Gina Carano. I am a fan of Gina Carano, and she was with Gal in Fast 6. But Gina hasn't been proved me acting-wise. I mean, to do the character like she did in Fast 6, I know Haywar's not the best example, but Fast 6, the fight scenes, that works with her character and things of that nature. But we're talking about someone who's taken a lead role in a franchise film. And I get tired of hearing Megan Fox. No. Don't even bring up Megan Fox, please. No. Jamie Alexander from Thor 2. I'm a fan of Jamie, local Dallas girl. I love her as Lady Sif, but it would be too much of a conflict. And it probably in her mind, it would be too much of a conflict because she plays a character in the Marvel movie universe, and I don't think and Jamie's pretty tall. She's the same height too, 5'9", about 5'9", 5'10", and she is a very in-shape girl. She was a wrestler in high school. And I don't think Marvel, DC, I know it's happened before, but with the Marvel Studios being proven to be a now powerhouse studio in Hollywood, going to the competition, I think it would rub the people at Marvel Studios the wrong way, Granted, her role, like I mentioned, her role as Sif, I think was definitely decreased because she broke her back on set. But I'm going to be honest why I think Jamie Alexander did, if she was offered Wonder Woman, why she said no. I'm just speculating. I don't know, but here's why. I tweeted her some months back, and there is proof of that. If you don't know her, she's a huge fan of Star Wars, and as you know, Star Wars is coming back, and Star Wars is owned by Disney, Marvel is owned by Disney, so I asked her, hey, would you like to be in the new Star Wars film? She said, hell yes! She pretty much said she would love to be in it. Now, I'm not saying she's been cast in Star Wars. Don't go saying that I said Jamie Alexander has been cast. Excuse me. Allergy, sorry. As a character in Star Wars. Please don't go around saying that. But that could be a possibility. And then, I'm just trying to think people. The problem is some of these fanboys, I'm going to make another video on this, on what I call brain dead idiots. And there's sports fans like that. There's brain dead idiots. And a lot of these fanboys are brain dead idiots. It's like, I remember when Ben Affleck was first cast as Batman, first comment I saw, no! Let me do another example. When Heath Ledger was cast as Joker, people went batshit crazy. Bro, bad Joker, he's gonna suck. Blah, 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 blah. Well, are they saying that now? Now, those same fanboys who were bashing Heath Ledger are saying he was the greatest performance ever in a comic book movie. I mean, okay, it was one of the greatest. I'm not gonna lie. He won an Academy Award for it. But I'm just saying that it seems kind of double standard there, if you see what I mean. It's like they hated it and now they love it, And so, you saw my reaction about Ben Affleck. I wasn't jumping off a bridge. I'm not jumping off the bridge on this. I mean, I did scratch my head. But, a couple of other things that people say, okay, well, her hair's not dark brown, but, I mean, dark, but she, can dye it. And she doesn't have blue eyes, but that's simple, contact lenses. But the one thing that I do have a worry about with her, and I'm not going to lie, is she has a pretty noticeable Israeli accent, and she does have a little bit of hard time, in a way, saying full English sentences without it being noticeable that English is not her first language. It's just her accent is what I'm worried about more. I think she can do the role. I think she can physically play Wonder Woman. Cavill and Affleck are going to be front and center. So she's not front and center yet. Remember, she's going to be in Batman Superman, which then might lead to Justice League first, before she has her own individual Wonder Woman film where they'll start her on Themyscira, where Mother Hippolyta, she earns the title represent Themyscira, she comes to Man's World, or somehow Steve Trevor comes upon Themyscira, and they, like the plot for the animated DVD. Or it could be any number of ways. I have no idea. I have no idea how many scenes Wonder Woman's going to have in Batman and Superman. I don't know how big her role is. I don't know any of that stuff. I mean, this just happened. And of course, I haven't read the script, and I don't know what the big role is. I don't know what's up Zack Snyder's sleeve. But here's the thing that kind of can cement things. Okay, Linda Carter. Wonder Woman from the old 70s TV show. Wonder Woman, people still always associate with a Wonder Woman. That's fine. That's cool. Because she's been, right now, the only person who's really played Wonder Woman. I know, Adrian Pelnicki in that failed TV pilot, but we don't count that. Linda Carter put on her Twitter page, congrats, Gal Gadot. She gave her pretty much the thumbs up. If Linda Carter said so, that's enough said right there. That's enough said. Enough said. I think if Linda Carter gave the blessing, it's fine. But this is what I want to see. And I'm not the only one who has brought this up. I'm not the only one who wishes it. It's a wish. There's no, don't take this with a grain of salt. There's no guarantee that Warner Brothers DC is going to do this when they have a Wonder Woman solo film. Don't just give Linda Carter a cameo in it. I'd like to actually see Linda Carter play Hippolyta, Wonder Woman's mother. I think that would work. Now, Linda Carter's 62. She still looks good. But think about that. If she's Hippolyta and Gal is Wonder Woman, that's like definitely passing the torch. That would work. Again, if they cast somebody good to play Hippolyta, somebody else besides Linda Carter, somebody who has, somebody you can believe in that role, that fits that role, and they can play that role good, I'd be game for that. I mean, I'm not like someone who could be like Anthony Hopkins as Odin and Thor in that equivalent. If they cast somebody good, I mean, if Linda Carter doesn't play that role, but they cast somebody very good to be in that role, somebody good, somebody respectable, somebody who can do that role and be believable in that role, I'd be game for it. I mean, people could have different ideas. I would like to see Linda Carter just do it just for nostalgia and just basically that's a passing of the torch type of thing. If not, have Linda Carter have a cameo of some sort. You gotta have her have a cameo. It would make every fan. I think it'd be great to have that. For obvious reasons. But what do I think of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman? I'm not jumping off the bridge. I'm not jumping off the cliff. I'm not crying. Now, I know people who know me say, Clay, you went ape shit when Blake Lively was cast as in Green Lantern. Yeah, I did. And I had every reason to do that because I knew Blake Lively was going to suck. But I know Blake Lively can't act. Blake Lively was going to screw up Carol Ferris, who should have only been played by Evangeline Lilly from Lost, who's also going to be in The Hobbit. And I was right. I was right. I was right. Everybody saying, hey, you're right, you're right. Everybody agreed that I was right. And yeah, I literally went nuts over that. But I think DC is learning their lesson from Green Lantern and not screwed up. They can't afford. DC cannot afford to screw this movie up. Because if they screw this movie up, done. They're done. Because DC doesn't have the capability of being able to afford. Marvel Studios has released plenty of films right now that they could probably have one or two screw-ups. Financially and critically. DC doesn't have that leverage, really. They mainly relied only on Batman and Superman. They tried Green Lantern, and look how that happened. So they went back to Batman. They went back to Superman. I mean, they're trying to maybe hope, since Wonder Woman's going to be that, maybe ease Wonder Woman into the solo film. Who knows? But they can't afford to screw it up. Man of Steel did have some flaws. I mean, it did have flaws. It had good parts. It's parts that I liked. There were parts I didn't like. Still, to me, wasn't better than Superman 1 or 2. Because, I'm sorry, it's going to be hard to top those two. But Warner Bros. Got a lot of pressure on them because the Marvel gravy train is, DC doesn't have a big film coming out next year in 2014. And Marvel has Captain America, Marvel Studios. There's two other Marvel films. They also have Amazing Spider-Man 2, which is going to be sucky because Twilight-style Spider-Man sucks. And X-Men Days of Future Past, which I think really looks good. But you got Captain America 2 and Guardians of the Galaxy. So, Gal Gadot, I like your character in Fast and Furious. As Diana of Themyscira, she wasn't my first choice, obviously. But there could have been a lot worse. There could have been worse. So I do think she's going to need to, you know, work out a bit to get up there to play her. But, you know, there's some fans I see they like it. I've seen fans like it. I have seen fans who hate this. If you go on Yahoo message board, it's all nothing but, of course, most of the Yahoo message boards are full of brain dead idiots anyway. They're Yahoos. Anyhow, tell me your thought. Okay, say this. Do you like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman? Yes or no? Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me what you're concerned. Every time I cast somebody, you got to have concerns. Here's another example I was going to mention. Chris Evans is Captain America. Everybody hated that. They hated it. They love him now. So, leave a comment as well. What are your pros and cons? Let's just say that. If you don't like Gal as Miss Gadot as Wonder Woman, who would you have rather seen as Wonder Woman? And be realistic. I mean, I like Kate Beckinsale. I like Catherine Zeta-Jones. They're definitely on my celebrity to-do list. But Kate Beckinsale's 40. Catherine Zeta-Jones is 42. They wouldn't have cast a 40-year-old Wonder Woman because they're planning it on a long-term thing for Wonder Woman, and Gal Gadot is 28, and they could have her for 10 years, play at least 10, 12 years playing Wonder Woman, and have her still looking good, you know, still be young enough. So, anyhow, leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. And I'm going to do that video on brain dead idiots. That'll be my next one. Brain dead idiots. See you guys around.